So here's something that you must consider while you're building or growing your company, and that is personalities, right? How to manage personalities, because let's just face it, with today's time and with all the information that is just thrown at us all day, every day long, there's no shortage of people with tactics. The issue of working with people, and you have to work with people if you want to build a team and grow your business, is that you have to know how to manage personalities, right? Some people who are go-getters have super duper egos. Some people who are very skilled don't have egos. The thing is knowing how to manage the personality of your entire team is one thing, but knowing how to manage the personality of each individual person, because everybody's different, right? And so you can't have like this template style of, I'm going to manage everybody this way. You must be able to deal with people individually. As an example, in our company, we have various levels of personality at each level in the company, from the C-level, our executives on down to other areas. And some people like to work independently. Some people want to be left alone. Some people are team players. Some people you can communicate with, you can ask them questions and like whatever you need to do. And then some people may not want to be communicated in a certain way, and that certain way couldn't be anything offensive, but maybe they just want to be like this executive or C-level person where you don't ask them the same questions as you ask the rest of the team, because maybe to them that is putting them a level below the other people. And you have to understand that kind of personality type. It doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong. It just, what's really important is how the other side perceives the communication. And then the other thing is we work with a ton of sales reps, right? And each person has a very, very different personality. I noticed myself that some people you can, let's say when there's no situation, when there's nothing going wrong, everything is great, and you're on the outskirts of it, sort of trying to help, right? That person could be friends, they could, let's go out, hang out, let's play golf, let's go to the bar. And then the moment something happened, that person switches and becomes this totally different person. And what I've noticed is that no matter how much you communicate with them, it doesn't help. Sometimes the more communication, the worse. And that's understanding the kind of personality that you deal with. Some people are like that. And some people will complain that they're not receiving any communication, that this group doesn't help them, and that group doesn't help them. And then the moment you start helping them, all the frustration that they've experienced with this other group, they now take out on you. And the more you try to help, the more you communicate, the more friction is created, right? So you have to understand what kind of person that is. I put those kind of people in a certain category because they are in a certain category. Then there are other people that when you do help them, they appreciate it much, right? But when it comes to money, for the most part, you can put everybody in the category of, hey, listen, we're cool as long as I'm getting paid, right? And you have to understand that, right? Sometimes we get very emotionally attached to something, we get very emotionally involved in something, not understanding that this other person does not give two peanuts about us, right? At the end of the day, it's really about how much money they're making, and they will communicate with you and befriend you as long as it benefits their bottom line. And then again, this is understanding the different personality that the type of personality that you're dealing with. It doesn't mean that they're a bad person, doesn't mean that you're a bad person, but you gotta understand who you're dealing with in that situation. So how do you deal with each personality is a whole nother topic, but for the time being, make sure that you're not dealing with everyone the same exact way. Some people shut down and don't communicate at all. Some people really communicate, period, right? Basically, it'll be a build-up, and you would really need to kind of step outside of your normal communication just to communicate with them individually, right? So keep that in mind when you do that. Hope this helps. Be good.